or we'll go downtown. With our best moves we can boogie. Oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na.
So at 18 years old, and then they'll give you your license. You don't have such a reservation license.
alone.
I said, baby, let me take you out. Yeah, I ain't been here before, but baby, I just figured out. Yeah, and I like your taste, cause you only run a dark style. What you want now? Baby, let's go ahead and work out. Baby, go ahead and smoke down. Cause I got enough, but look what I found.
Is that everything on you? Like,